What's good, y'all? It's your man Sight, and today I'm going to talk to y'all about how after 2 weeks, I've fallen in love with standalone. Let's get into it. Let's get busy. Alright, welcome back, y'all. As you can see, things are a little different with the intro. That's because this is actually part of a new series that I'm launching called The Upgrade. And The Upgrade is going to be my journey to upgrading my equipment, upgrading my tools as a producer, as a content creator, and I'm going to start showing you guys the tools that I chose to go with while I'm on this journey of kind of building the perfect creative space, perfect studio. I have my recording studio, which is on the inside of my house, and then I have my garage, which I've converted into my visual studio, and I plan on keeping the Live 2 out here. So it's been a challenge the last couple weeks. Now, when I just upgraded to the Live 2, the entire goal was to be able to have something mobile, have something in other parts of the house, because being chained to the desk was really a pain for me. But as you know, anytime you adopt a new system into your workflow, it takes a little bit of an adjustment period. And as someone who used VSTs heavy in my workflow, I've been looking for something to replace them while I'm in standalone. Now, I am a sample-based producer, and what I like to do is kind of create my own samples and then resample them, but I will use loops on occasion, chop them up, do my own thing with them, and that's been a little bit of the challenge. As you know, the MPC Live and the standalone units only have 3 synthesizers included, and the Tube Synth, which is kind of the most powerful one, only has 4 voices, so you can't really do complex chords with it. It's very limited. All right, so now let's talk about why I've fallen in love with standalone. For 2 weeks, it's been a pretty challenging process, trying to get used to not having VSTs, not really having access to all the effects that I want, but I'm really committed to making this, $1,200 committed, a successful venture and a successful tool in my arsenal. And one thing I knew I was gonna have to do is load it up with quality content that I could use to create. And that's when I stumbled across this brother, So100 brand. Now, we've been communicating on Instagram for the past year or so. I always liked his content. I always liked the things he was putting out. And I really interact with a lot of people in the MPC community, and he's definitely one of them. I reached out to him and I asked him if he could send me something that I could review on the channel, and he sent me some fire, y'all. And man, it's full of jewels. Now, we're gonna go back into the lab. I'm gonna show you guys on the screen. I wanna walk you through all the details of these kits, and I want it to be very clear for y'all. As you can see, there's a lot of glare out here. I don't wanna try to film my screen. So let's get back into the lab.
2 days later.
All right, here we go. So we are back in the lab, and now we're gonna go through a couple of these expansions. And man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm really blown away by them. There's a lot of different reasons. Actually, I'm gonna pull up the software screen so you can get a little more detail. All right, and let me get myself out of the way here. All right, cool. All right, so let's look over here and see the previews. And in the expansions, you can see there's a ton of programs. This one, My Deep Mind, has 82. 82, bruh. Which is just mind-boggling to me. I mean, having 82 patches in an expansion is pretty amazing. And then you have this Outfit Dolo one, which is 49. And those are the 2 that I just uploaded to kind of mess around with. He actually sent me a 3rd one, Tartar Sauce, that I haven't had a chance to load up yet. But just off these 2, as you can see, there's a ton of content. And what I really like about them is they're not that big. They're broken down into categories here, but they're not huge files. Each patch is between maybe 20 and 30 megs, which isn't going to eat up your RAM. So if you're making a beat, I mean, you should easily be able to load up, I don't know, 6 to 10 of these things if you needed it. So that's going to enable you to load up a bunch of patches and audition them if you want, but you really don't have to audition them because he has really dope previews on here. So let's go through some of the previews and you can kind of check them out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and scroll through it on the touch screen here. And you'll hear these previews, and he really took his time on them, obviously, because they sound really banging. And I actually ended up using one of these as a sample, and I'll show you all the beat that I made with it shortly. But let's just go through a couple of them. Oof. Nasty. Just real lush, you know what I mean? You gotta love the sound, it's so lush. That's some brass ones. Let's check out some leads. That's dope. Check out some pads. So as you can see, you not only get the sounds and the key groups, you actually get a loop that comes with it. So with the previews, it's like getting a whole loop pack with 82 loops on top of the key groups. Bruh, a lot of value in these things. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the beat that I put together with the kit. It's one of the first ones I was messing around with, and I really like the way it came out. So let me go ahead and load that up. So mind you, I made this on the MPC Live 2. It's not mixed. I actually haven't put it into the Touch and done a full mix in the software yet, but I was able to put it in song mode and I kind of structured it. So I'm about 80% done with the beat, but I'll just show you what I did with it so far. So the first thing I did was I really liked this loop that was in the previews, and I'll go ahead and play that for you. Added a bass line to it. All right, next I pulled up another synth from My Deep Mind, this Neuralysis one. I actually turned on the ARP, which I rarely use in the MPC software, but I think it's a really dope tool when you're in standalone because, you know, obviously you don't have synths that have the ARP built in. This was really dope. It was my first time really locking in and using the ARP in a meaningful way, and it came out like this. And that's just taking this patch, adding a little extra reverb to it. And keep in mind, these do come with effects on them. So, you know, you can kind of ramp up the ones that are on there. You can add your own to it, put it on a sub mix if you want to add more effects. But I felt like the effects that came with this patch sounded really good. So I just ramped up the reverb a little bit. And I think the delay I might have turned up a little bit as well. And it came out super dope. So now I have like my main loop. I have it filtered out. I have my drums added, and then after that I pretty much just structured it, and I'll go ahead and play the full beat for y'all now. I actually haven't mixed anything in the MPC software yet. This was all mixed in the Live, so it's not a full mix, but it came out pretty good. I got the song structured. To have this much of the beat done before I even get into the software is pretty impressive, but I'll let y'all check it out. First verse. Little XY tape stop effect. Another tape stop there. Half of the first verse. Wrap it up, get ready to go into the hook. The second verse. So as you can see, you can really put a full beat into song mode using these kits, and it's a good enough selection where I feel like I have the patches that I need to lay the basics of the beat down. Not just the basics, but about 80% of the beat completed. Some people might call that a complete beat. I don't know. I'm a little bit more picky, but I like the fact that I have good, solid quality sounds to build the track with. And then if I want to change them out later or maybe add some more effects to them, I bring it into the software. I can do that really easily, but I like the fact that I can get these ideas out. They sound really good, solid, usable sounds, and I don't need an external synth when I'm using the MPC. So that's the main reason I've fallen in love with the MPC Live 2. Quality sounds mixed with a form factor that's all in one. Only thing I'm probably gonna need in addition to the MPC is a small MIDI controller. I'll probably end up getting one of the MPKs because I just miss that pitch bend and being able to glide my 808s and things like that. There are ways you can do it with automation, but I don't know. We'll see. I really like using the pitch bend knob for bends though. But once again, shout out to Sub 100 brand. These are some very high quality kits. Like I said, they don't take up a ton of space. You can probably load like 8 to 10 of them. I think he told me up to 14. So you can load a ton of these things into your MPC and standalone and still have enough RAM to do other crucial tasks on the MPC. So they're not gonna eat up a ton of your memory while you're making your beat. And that's really important. So it's finding that balance between high quality and file size, which is crucial. And I love the fact that he took the time to get that part right. So I'm gonna be using these a lot going forward. I'm gonna be reviewing a lot more expansions because obviously the standalone workflow is something that I'm just really getting used to. And even though I used a lot of standalone tools when I was just using the Touch, such as the onboard effects, I did get spoiled by VST. So high quality expansions like this are gonna be really crucial for me keeping the same type of workflow that I'm used to, all standalone, all on the go, while I don't feel like I'm missing out on things that are kind of signature to me as a producer. So make sure you go check them out. High quality stuff, as I said. Make sure you tell them I sent you. And thanks for tuning in once again, y'all. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.